Hi there, boys and girls. I know, it's been a really long time since I've done this. Maybe, just maybe, this will be returning. Wait for people to join. Cody, it has definitely been a while. It's been a long while. Let's hope I remember how to do this right. Nick, coming at you live to bitch. So, what up, Calm Legend? Corbin Kreitz? Jonathan Heath? So, by the way, for those of you who aren't aware, currently YouTube is having issues with actually notifying people that videos have been uploaded. This is not just a me issue, this is a lot of other channels are currently suffering from this same issue. My favorite type of Nick. Ah, a Nick in his natural habitat. So today, I was working on a computer, and I absolutely hate HP laptops. Pretty much anything HP makes, I really just dislike. Mostly because their software is super sloppy, especially a lot of their software that does stuff like control things on the computer tends to be sloppily written. And this laptop is just idling at it'll be at 30-40% disk use, and then it just skyrockets up to 95, 80, 100, and it just fluctuates right in there. Right in that top spot, then it'll go back down, then it'll go right back up with nothing at all going on the computer. Not all HPs are garbage, Arrow. It's literally just a crapshoot, and this is a mid-range, probably $400 laptop, so it is what it is. I don't know what kind of hard drive it's using. It's not a Seagate, because the Seagate drivers that it comes with, or that it has on the website for that model, apparently aren't capable of being installed because there's no Seagate hard drive. So tonight, though, is a new episode of South Park. For those of you who do not watch South Park, this season has been fantastic so far. They have gone super over the top and relatively offensive, which is, what people like from South Park. They want it to be offensive. What up, Stray? Sabre, I don't know if you saw my comment to you earlier, but I was eating chips and salsa last night while playing Rainbow Six with Wolf, and I told him that I was eating chips and salsa because I missed you. So, South Park so far has touched on Catholic Church child molestation stuff. Was the salsa even spicy? No, it was not spicy. Valerie won't eat spicy salsa, so I have to sacrifice that. Unless I want to mix in some Tabasco sauce or some sriracha. So, got pissed at the computer. Really excited about South Park. Then you ate tomato paste. Touché. All right, fair point. So, we've also got me coming up on 4 days off. I am about to have 4 days off, which is very exciting for me. My work schedule went, all right, I'm going to work 60 hours for the week, then have 2 days off. Then I'm going to work 10 days straight, then I'm going to have 2 days off, then I'm going to work 7 days straight. Now I'm going to have 4 days off after tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day before I have my 4 days off. Then I'm going to work 10 days straight again. Gotta love being a manager. So, once I'm on my days off here, ironically, tomorrow night at midnight is when Call of Duty releases. So now I'm torn on if I'm going to buy Call of Duty or not. Which means I also need to try to convince Saber Prime to buy Call of Duty on PlayStation. Which probably won't happen, but I'm going to try. Jonathan, I am hourly, thank God. Oh my God, what up, Mr. Noah? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, Noah. Wait, which part's Lucky Nick? The Call of Duty? Me trying to convince you? Or are you gonna, is this like a good news moment where you're gonna be like, I was already planning on getting it on PlayStation? I just want to be able to stream it. And I really don't want to buy 2 copies of Call of Duty this year. Oh, thank you, Noah. Have $1. That's 2, but I appreciate it. Oh, your day's off. I'm very excited about the tour. Have fun installing that 50 gigabyte patch. Right? I didn't send money to you. Well, I appreciate it, Noah. I haven't done a drive stream in a very long time. Well, Haley, I also don't see you commenting on my normal videos very much, so I assume you're just watching and not commenting, or you just really miss the drive streams and you're protesting. So, I do want to talk about some pretty interesting things, and this will eventually get turned into a video, but I kind of want to talk about some political stuff, because we all know I like talking about political stuff. And I haven't done it in a while. I kind of distanced myself from it because I was trying to get into like a better state of mind for myself. Actually, talking about this before we get into that. I'm really happy I never worked with BetterHelp.com. By the way, I want to specify why I never worked with BetterHelp. So BetterHelp reached out to a lot of YouTubers, wanted YouTubers to promote their content. Obviously, I'm relatively selective about the companies that I'm willing to work with. Most companies that I work with are companies that I reach out to and that I pick, so it's on my terms. I'm the one who's choosing who I work with. So like Ghostbed, I reached out to Ghostbed. Squatty Potty, I reached out to Squatty Potty. Alien Gear Holsters, I reached out to Alien Gear Holsters. So I'm very selective over who I'm willing to work with. Anything else I show you on my channel, which I'm very clear who I'm doing this was sent to me for free, and I'm talking to you about it. I'm very clear to you about that. But I would never recommend something to you that has to do with your mental health. First off, I don't fucking know anything about how to fix mental health issues. I have my own, and I can barely deal with them sometimes. So I'm not going to be like, hey guys, I understand talking to someone's nice. Thank you, Jeffy. I understand talking to someone's nice and being able to vocalize a lot of those things, but BetterHelp is coming under a lot of scrutiny right now, and personally, I'm happy it's not me. Now, I don't blame anyone who did partner with them, but it also comes back to you should know the product and know the liability of recommending a product, because when you are partnering with a company, it comes off as you are now recommending this company. So like Philip Franco, Boogie2988, all of them partnered with this. And I'm sure to some degree these programs have helped them. And I can imagine, though, that it's very hard to have that come under fire. Again, if you are ever experiencing mental health issues, you should reach out to an actual counselor, just as a heads up. Personal advice, therapist, depending on how far it goes, insane asylum. Your new phone has you in reverse. I don't have a new phone yet. This is still my old phone. I will probably be getting the LG V40 soon, because we all know I'm a sucker for those LG phones. Android, super user all the way. So, also, I've been wanting to talk about the Brett Kavanaugh stuff, but I kind of wanted to wait for it to die down a little bit. Need help, get help, just don't bug me about it. Right? That's fair. And, I mean, obviously, we all have friends, and most of us can talk to our friends about shit that's going on in our lives. Obviously, YouTube is like a giant vent session for me. If I've got a problem, I'm just going to fucking vent it in front of all you guys. I'm very open, so, you know. That is a Ferrari. Hello, Ferrari. I'm going to touch myself now. God, that is a sexy car. So, where were we going? Where were we going? We're going to talk about Brett Kavanaugh. So, I was watching a Stephen Really? You had to downshift because you saw a cop? You're that guy. No brakes or anything. Just gonna downshift. Wow. I guess there's a really bad accident or something up here. We're all getting over. We are all getting over. There's like 10 popos. This guy's coming up really fast on me. So hang on, you're gonna have to give me a minute. It really freaks me out when cars are coming up fast behind me and I'm at a full stop on the freeway. And a lot of that's ever since that fucking car accident. It's like straight up PTSD for me. Literally, I see cars coming up all quick behind me. Sometimes even shadows of other cars will do it. And I just like clench my sphincter. Holy shit. This car hit this other car and then it hit the wall. That car's fudged. When I say fudged, I mean like there's no front end or back end left on that car. So, yeah, it's like so hard to explain too. Like I just get all like tense. Oh, man. I probably should have sought help for that. But I'm a man. I can deal with smothering my issues internally until they become really big problems. That's how men operate. All right, so we're going to talk about Mr. Kavanaugh. So I want to talk a little bit about what went down with that. And obviously, we all know that Brett Kavanaugh got accused of sexual assault or rape, whichever term you'd like to use there. Now, why it's important to talk about this is A, he's running for Supreme Court. Well, he is Supreme Court Justice now. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. So, a lot of people obviously took her side, and I watched Steven Crowder recently do a Change My Mind series about it, talking about rape culture, and almost everyone wanted to bring up the Kavanaugh thing. So, when we talk about the Kavanaugh thing, it was really interesting because a lot of people are like, well, we should believe the victim. Well, yes, we should believe the victim, and we should take all accusations very seriously. Not saying we should ever go, oh, obviously we need to obviously just instantly take their word for it. Because, let's be fair here, that means you can say anything. You have Ezekiel Elliott, who was accused of sexual assault. Cowboys running back. He was also an OSU running back. He was accused of sexual assault. During his trial, they actually found text messages from her to others saying she was only doing it and claiming it because she wanted money. Okay, so if we would have just taken her, which the NFL did, they took the victim right off the bat, he still got suspended even though in a court of law they found him innocent. So innocent until proven guilty exists for a reason. That means you can't just go running around making false claims. Now, I do find sexual assault to probably be the worst. Wait, what? That went from talking about touching himself to rape. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Saber, for noticing that pattern. So, if we don't instantly assume innocent until proven guilty, our entire judicial system doesn't work. That means I could run around and say, oh, this person did this. And this is also where my biggest issue with the Me Too movement came into play. We are now obviously out of the statute of limitations. Not that that should change anything. Obviously, if you did sexually assault someone, the man does deserve to pay for that. And personally, if you're someone who runs around sexually assaulting others, I say let's just castrate them all. Don't worry, that's not the worst crime that I saw punishments for. Sexual assault against a minor is where I feel it's even worse. We won't get into my punishment thoughts on that. But sexual assault, castrate them. Sure, cool, great, fantastic. However, 30 years ago, it's almost impossible to prove that without a shadow of a doubt, especially when she provides witnesses who aren't corroborating her story. Her witnesses are still just going, yeah, we don't remember this party. And these are her witnesses. She can't tell you where it happened, when it took place, even what neighborhood it was in. She just knows that Brett Kavanaugh is the one who sexually assaulted her. She also knows that she had just one beer. That's what she claims she had. So, if we're being fair here, she probably had more than one beer. Just saying. Not that that's wrong. I would never hold that against someone. Party and enjoy it. However, if you cannot remember the incident, that makes it very hard to make it feel believable for you. Then, when the FBI investigation was taking place, she had stated she had never been coached on how to pass a polygraph test before, or had prior knowledge of polygraph tests and how they worked and how to spoof them. However, her ex-boyfriend also came forward stating to the FBI, her friend, her roommate at the time, she was training to be in the FBI, and she helped her study for her polygraph exams. Well, that's drastically different than what you said under oath. So we can say Kavanaugh lied under oath, but it also comes off as she lied under oath. A lot of people also are instantly saying what Kavanaugh said seemed very fake because he got very upset. If we're being fair, if you're being accused of sexual assault that happened 30 years ago, and obviously there's very little evidence and very little to actually prove that you did anything, that makes it seem like a witch hunt and almost makes it seem like your name is just being drugged through the mud to be drugged through the mud. Right? Follow? You savvy? So, if I were him, yeah, I probably would have been a little pissed too. It's not exactly how you want your name to get slandered, destroyed, ruined, you know. It's just, I think it's really bothersome. I do agree an FBI investigation was needed. So I don't disagree that that should have happened. I do disagree with taking the victim at exactly 100% face value. I'm not saying that the incidents didn't happen. I'm sure she probably was sexually assaulted at some point in her life. But there's just a lot of meat missing there. And I'm not even the biggest, Kavanaugh has an alright judicial record. I mean, he tends to vote by how the law should abide. He doesn't seem like he wants to overturn Roe v. Wade. That could all just be an act as well, though. Only God fucking knows. I just think it's very interesting to see how that all played out, though. So it'll be... And here's the other part that I absolutely hate with the Me Too movement. While I am saying there are good things that have come out of it, obviously there are some scumbags in Hollywood. Because that's not evident every time you see someone in Hollywood start talking. But there are some scumbags in Hollywood. Yes, a lot of people take their position of power too far. And, well, get a little handsier than they should. Now, with that being said, though, here's my issue with the Me Too movement. You have people that are going, oh, well, I'm coming forward now 30 years later now that there's a group of people. So if you were the first one and you would have came forward before there was a group of people, there wouldn't have been 30 other people having to accuse the person. Come forward when there is evidence. If you have hard evidence, if you were just raped, we can find that out. By bruising patterns, force patterns, by if you were held down, by obviously semen. Semen is the most incriminating thing, especially if, now the other downside is if you are a guy though, and let's say you're both having consensual rough sex, but maybe you make up with the girl afterwards, she could still say you raped her, and you're probably still going to be screwed. So, I mean, being a guy does kind of suck on that end of it, but all I'm saying is if you come forward when there is actual evidence and hard proof, it doesn't have to be an accusation. We can actually have evidence and make it an actual, hey, no, you are the victim of this. I just wish that people actually tried to do something good with it. And I mean, obviously there's plenty of bad things that have come out of it too. Like Asia Argento. Boy, that put a huge slow roll to the Me Too movement. So it is just, it's interesting to just see. I understand there's comfort in numbers, but you could have protected all the rest of those numbers. So let me put it this way. I understand that if his character is in question, though, over what appears to be a false report. Even the FBI said they couldn't prove any corroboration. So, should we let false reports ruin someone's life just because someone was bitter or disliked this or it was a public agenda? I mean, I'd also really like to know why she ran outside to get an envelope from someone in a car during the hearing. And no one knows what's in said fucking envelope. And look, I'm not saying she didn't have some shitty experience in her life. I'm just saying it doesn't appear to be that that's what happened. I do not necessarily, from what she had presented as evidence, or even the people that she said were there, are all saying they weren't there. They're saying this event didn't happen. No one is on her side. Even her friends are saying that. Okay, but Scott, think of it this way. Let's say you and I barely know each other. Maybe our paths crossed once in high school. And I was like, oh, Scott raped me. Would you still stay calm, cool, and collected? Or would you feel like your whole being is being attacked falsely? Because that's what it seems like. It does come off very much so as a witch hunt. And the part that makes it even shadier, Dianne Feinstein knew about it since June and didn't bring it up till September? Yeah, that seems really legit. It seems really like you had her best interests in heart. Oh my God, Scott, why? He's joking, Scott, because I said it. If I said you raped me in high school. That's why he said, oh my God, Scott, why? He's talking about you raping me. I'm just saying, if we instantly take someone as guilty the second we say guilty, and then they brought up, oh, he drank a lot in college. Yeah? I used to fucking drink a lot. I mean a lot. Like, I used to drink a lot. But that does not mean that my character is poor. That does not mean that I'm still a party boy. I'm just saying, everyone has skeletons in their closet. Everyone in their youth does shit. And even for them to say, oh, he mentions the Devil's Triangle in his yearbook. That's DP, by the way. That's like an Eiffel Tower. Yeah. And that's the shitty part. Like when I mentioned Ezekiel Elliott, she literally did it for money. Like those text messages have been revealed. We know she did it for money. The NFL still suspended him. So are we going to ruin someone's life because someone else just wanted some of their money? But even if he is talking about double penetration, that's not insinuating rape. There are some dirty girls out there that like to have their holes plugged, all right? They're like a leaking ship. You gotta cork it before it sinks. There are girls out there that would probably do that. Those are not the marrying type. Let's be very, very clear on that. Those are not the bring home to mama kind of women. That's also a great way to ruin your relationship if you're dating the girl, by the way. Chances are that girl's probably not going to get into a relationship. It wasn't a job interview. That's not a job interview. We were trying to find out if he sexually assaulted someone. A job interview is, hey, let me look at your background. This didn't even come out until he started possibly to become that. We can't even actually find out that she ever talked to her therapist about this because those are closed records. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of problems here with this particular situation. But if someone came at me like that, yeah, I'd probably be a little pissed, to say the least. Because I can tell you, if anything, I never sexually assaulted a single woman in my life. It's never happened. Every girl that I've ever had sex with has been consensual. So, let's say one of them all of a sudden, let's say I run for president, one of them all of a sudden goes, I'm going to say he sexually assaulted me because they dislike my politics now. And trust me, I have plenty of exes that fucking hate my politics. Did you see the Antifa, BLM people trying to direct traffic? Oh, Jesus Christ. I hate Antifa. Well, Tsunami, you missed, we were talking about Kavanaugh. We were talking about sexual assault. We were talking about just false accusations and why the victim can't be taken right off the bat. I'm not saying that we need to say, oh, this is a false claim. I'm just saying we can't necessarily take it as a 100% claim until it's all figured out. And there are a lot of women, so here's another problem. This is one of the biggest ones. There are women who will drink, wake up the next morning after having sex with you. Now, let's say both parties are drunk. As the guy, I'm drunk, she's drunk, we have sex, wake up the next morning, like, oh, shit. If she regrets it and she says I raped her, she can most likely win that, even if I didn't rape her. And then it comes down to, well, why would you have sex with her while you were drunk? Well, while she was drunk. Well, I was drunk too, so I didn't really realize how drunk she was, which is the thing. If you're drunk, you're probably not going to realize someone else is drunk. I'll stop you. Give me your keys. But should you be able to have a regret moment? And in that same instance, if I got pulled over while drinking and driving right now, and I was like, officer, I didn't consent to drive this vehicle, am I going to get out of that? Fuck no, I'm not. I'm still responsible for my own damn actions. That's how I feel about that. And but drunk sex isn't consented sex. Then most sex isn't consented sex, Scott, because I can tell you, almost everyone who has sex with a random person picks them up at the bar. Almost everyone. For it to not be consensual, one of you would have to actually try to get the other person drunk. Like, hey, let me get this girl blackout drunk so I can have sex with her. That's when it would be not consensual. If you are both intoxicated, you're still consenting. I'm worried I'm going to be accused. Well, Toon, you could just get one of those consent waivers, and every time you go to do it, have her sign the consent waiver. What is this world coming to? My new pickup line. Would you like to sign this consensual sex waiver? I'm really happy I'm not dating these days. And that's another thing, too. Like, a lot of girls, like, as a guy, if you were to go up to a girl and be like, oh, hi there, beautiful. Are you harassing me? I've literally watched that happen. We're not going to be able to procreate anymore at some point because women are just going to find everything to be sexual assault. But neither one of you are in sound mind. If you're both drunk, Scott, I mean, that's the whole point of going to a bar or a club. Literally, I guarantee you, almost any guy or girl that goes to a club and starts drinking and flirting with guys, that's usually their intention. That's all I'm saying. Printing waivers right now. Don't worry, I'll make a special one. It'll include donkey punches being alright. I just think it's really weird, though, that we're at a point in time where it's literally our population may die simply because everything is now sexual assault. That's harassment. How dare you come up and say I look good in them jeans? Not all women are like that, though, by the way. So, I mean, and that's the unfortunate part. You'll have to just keep casting that rod until you find the one that wants to bite that hook. Or in this instance, the one that doesn't want to press charges. And I'm not supporting sexual assault. I don't think sexual assault's okay. I don't think that's right. I'm just saying we're at a point now where we are really mincing words, and we are making it really hard for someone who is actually truly sexually assaulted. Yeah, the number of boy kids are down because no one's having sex. They're worried they're going to get a hashtag Me Too. That's what they do now. They literally come up to your door and stamp it with a hashtag Me Too. I would rather have a sex bot at this point. From what I hear, they're now about to have AI ones, which is really fucking scary. Outrageous, intimidating thing, holding the door open for people. I mean, I do that regularly. I mean, not even like girls. I just, if I'm someone else at the door, I'm gonna hold it. Did you know that 2 out of 3 millennial females think pickup lines are sexual harassment? Man, that sucks too, because I used to have some dank pickup lines. Like, hey baby, you want to see my hard drive? I promise it ain't 3.5 and it ain't floppy. Oh, there's my wife. She's walking the dog. I'll stick with the massage parlors. You better hope they don't go, hashtag Me Too! Aren't getting married much anymore. That's true as well. Alright guys, I'm getting off here though, because I'm going to go catch South Park and maybe I'll play some games tonight. But I'll see you all later.